I think we are live now, hopefully. And I will wait for a few people to join. Yeah, it looks like we're live. Yay, I figured it out. This time we are using my laptop. So hopefully if you're watching the replay right now, thank you so much for watching the replay. This is going to be about an hour. Hi Kyle. Hi Queen of Hearts LA. How are you? Let me know if my audio is good and if it's not super laggy. Last time everyone was super polite and did not tell me how bad and laggy it was because I was using my camera. So hopefully this one's going to be faster. We'll see. I have to send a few photos over to this really quick. It's so long. Everything is pretty great. That's good. Hi, Grace. Audio's good. Thank you. Okay, but what about like how slow is it running? Is there any? You look and sound great. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. So we're going to start with actually picking the book, but I'm going to wait until there's just a few more people picking the next book for our next book club. And let me send this really quick to airdrop it to myself so I could pop it up on screen. I love your eyeshadow. Thank you. Actually, I knew people were going to ask. So I brought the palette out and I am using the Lilac You a Lot palette. I'm obsessed with this. This has been like my favorite palette lately. So I used this color and these two colors. It's very simple, very easy. I meant audio is great and video is great. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, oh, it's saying that it can't find my Mac. That's weird. Oh, it says waiting, so we're doing good. So all of our new options are also going to be from Book of the Month because it's honestly the cheapest way to get a book. And if you guys want to find one like at a library or something else, that's also possible. But I'm still going to do all the options from Book of the Month. Thank you. Okay. It says sent, so hopefully it popped up over here. I'm still so new. This is only my second YouTube live like ever. So I know that I'm not good at this yet. I have like two windows open right now, and one of them has like all the comments, and then the other one is the actual like video and photos and all of that I'm popping up. And so I'm swiping between them back and forth. I can see myself on both, but yeah. Let's open this image. Okay, select one. Actually, I wonder if it'll let me select them all or if I have to do them one at a time. I basically just sent myself like pictures of the cover images for the 5 options for October. Okay. Oh, can you see it? That's so big. Let's move it like right there. And then we will hide it. And then a new image. I probably should have set this up ahead of time. Sorry, guys. Browse. And open. Okay. Also move that to smaller and hide it. There's 5 of these, so it might take me a second, but did it cut out? Because now I can't see comments. What did I do? Or did I make this too big or too small? Viewer activity, no. I don't know how I lost my comments. I'm gonna have to pull you guys up on my phone, which is what I did last time anyway. So, whoops, live chat. I think it's cutting out, right? I don't know. I don't see myself on screen. Oh man. No, it's working. My bad. Sorry, guys. So let me add the last three images. This is gonna take a minute. So sorry. I should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't really think about it. I was just like, oh, I can add them while we're like waiting for people. So yeah. Oh well. I think there's some good options this time too. Like I do think that some of them are really good options, so that'll be good. Hide it. Two more, and then we can chat. So how is everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Baby Friday. That's what I call Thursday. And this one. Sorry, I am late. No worries. We're just like starting to put the books up here so then I can go over them with you guys in a second. Then we can decide what our next book will be. So I guess I should ask, do you guys want me to put it up as a poll so that you guys have like 24 hours to think about it and look it up? Or do you want me to just read the like synopsis of everything and then you guys can vote in the comments and then basically somebody would have to be in this live to like have a say, you know? I could do it either way. I just think that it like the fact that you guys are here, even if you don't want to be in book club, like I'd rather you guys vote and then it's like a reward for actually coming to the live, you know? But I could totally understand if people want to think about it in case they do want to be in the book club for winter. So basically, you'll have 3 months to read the book too. Oh, why did that one come small and all the rest were like ginormous? Okay, there we go. And we'll hide that. Hi! Leave the World Behind was my October pick. Would love to discuss it. Yeah, I think they're all kind of like, I think they're all pretty good. Your hair looks beautiful. Thank you. I feel like it's like I interviewed like a student assistant today, like to have my own assistant at work because work is getting kind of crazy. And I was like, I feel like my hair looks kind of childish to be like interviewing someone, but she was older than me too, so it was like even weirder because some of our students are older than I am. So, yeah. Hi, Jay. Okay. I think we'll probably put a poll up because there's 7 people and I feel like more people will want to vote. So I probably will put a poll up, but I will talk about it here. So if you're watching the replay, welcome to the replay so you could hear about all of the books. And yeah, I think that's better if we just put a poll in the community tab. It just sucks because if you have an iPad, you can't vote in the community tab. So I don't know what we want to do about that. I'm not laggy, right? I just want to make sure. It keeps like looking laggy to me. Poll is fine. Okay. So I'm going to actually read the little, we'll start this one. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And then I can actually, I wonder if I could share the little plot too. I probably should have just screenshotted the whole thing. Book of, so I'll talk about Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a monthly book subscription. They pick 5 books and you pick one or you skip. I've skipped multiple months, so it's not hard to skip. And that's what I've decided to do because it's a cheaper way to get the books. I mean, I guess not really because some of them are new. But the first book is $9.99, and then any book after that, any month after that is $14.99. So for me, it's been like, I think the cheapest that I've ever got books. If you get more than one book too, your first one's $14.99, and then anything after that is like an add-on for $9.99. YouTube was having really big issues with live stream chats yesterday, so I hope it's fixed today. I think I can see everything. I couldn't see it on my YouTube screen. It like deleted it, but I pulled you guys up on my cell phone. So that's how we're looking at it right now. And let's see, which one are we doing? The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. No, I don't want to pick that one. It made me pick it. So here is the quick take, and here is the synopsis. And I will pop that over my face in a second too. So, image. We will start with the quick take about the book. Okay. Oh, it's way too big. It's covering my face and it's way too big. So it says, a life of immortality is not all it's cracked up to be when no one remembers who you are. That is until someone does. And then the good to know section is just like a little bit about the book. So I'll give everyone a chance to look at that while I add the other image and pull up the second image with the synopsis. Obviously I can't get the whole synopsis on screen, but it'll just be like the beginning, I guess. But since we're doing a poll, you guys will all have time to go look at these in a second later until before you vote. So this is what they wrote as the synopsis or the beginning. So yeah, I will give everyone a chance to read that for a second. I would read it, but I already feel like I'm going to talk a lot. So if somebody wants me to read it, I will though. It's supposed to be about immortality, I guess. So sounds like she makes a deal with the devil here to live forever. And then somehow somebody recognizes her in this living forever status. And then let me pull up the next book. So we will hide that and hide that. That's this book. No, I'm pointing the wrong way. This book. And then our second book, so I can get rid of that one, is this book, Leave the World Behind. I do kind of remember this one. It's about like two families on vacation, and I think this one's the thriller, I think, or suspense. So this is going to be the second option, and I'm looking in the wrong spot. Where am I? There we go. Oh, somehow it told me to refer a friend again. Leave the world behind. Maybe I'll just show the quick take part of it instead of the whole plot, and everybody could just go look at that part. So that will be faster. And then we can actually talk about this book. So this one has a warning on it too for content. Honestly, like I looked at all of them and they all seemed really good, so I would be fine with us picking any of them. I definitely have a favorite, but I don't want to tell you guys what my favorite is, because I want the vote to be everyone else's favorite. Okay. I took a bunch of pictures, so we should have it now. Image. Let me check my comments. We look fine. Our comments look fine. Or I'm not getting comments. Browse. So that one was this one. Let me make this a little bit smaller so you could see all of it. So this one says slow build, and I'm a little bit worried about slow build. Like, what does that mean? Because I can definitely say that I've had some books that I can't get into because it just takes way too long to get into the good stuff, you know? So it says this ominous genre-bending novel gets real weird real fast after a blackout strands two families in a vacation home. So I don't know about that. And that would be this one. Leave the world behind. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good. I've never really been that disappointed with anything that I got from Book of the Month before, and I'm I have like 6 books on my shelf. Mary McDonald, this is so fun. I mean, I just wanted to find another way for us to like do something together and connect, and I didn't even think about doing this as a live. I had a subscriber comment and said, "Why can't we do book club live?" Because I had a forum up with questions, and then I was like, "Oh, that's such a better idea than a forum." I'm not a slow build person either. Yeah. That's not usually for me. That's not my cup of tea. But I will do it if that's what we vote for. So then this one's called Ties That Tether. And I do remember reading about this one too. It's like she's Nigerian Canadian, like she's in Canada, and her family wants her to marry someone that's Nigerian, but she falls in love with someone who is not. So she has to like choose between her love and her family. That's kind of the plot as far as I remember it. And then let me upload the image for that one. Is that this? Browse. This one does have a warning on it, and I'm just going to let you guys read that warning in case it's like would bother anyone. Why won't my image show? There we go. So there we go. It does have the FYI at the bottom, so if anybody is like triggered in any way, this would definitely not be the right one. But it says, for the suspense superfans, oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry, this is totally the wrong one. That's the next one. I feel like I'm so unprofessional in this live right now. So is it this one? There we go. An unexpected love story that asks, what happens when being the perfect daughter means betraying your own heart? This one's written in multiple viewpoints, so I think that's cool. I always like that. And then let me, and I did kind of explain a little bit about what this one is. So I think we have one more or two more. How many have we done? 3? So this next one is called Magic Lessons. This is supposed to be historical fiction set in like Salem during the witch trials. I already like reviewed these before tonight because I wanted to read all like what are they all about and everything. So this one's like very magical. It says travel back to 1600 Salem in this standalone prequel to The Rules of Magic and Practical Magic. I have not read either of those, so if you're not into a prequel, that could totally make sense too. It's weird because it says first in series, but that's obviously because it's a prequel. It's not like the first one ever written, but yeah. And it also says 400 plus pages, but we do every season. We don't do, we, even though it's book of the month, a lot of people that did read this month's book kept saying like, "Oh, I know that they were a month in and they're like, I'm not even halfway." And then yeah. So I feel like we're a slow reading family. I mean, I read a lot, so I don't mind when we have the meeting. So or the live. So I'm totally fine with us reading like over 3 months instead of 1 month. It gives people plenty of time, and then if there's a quick reader, they could just pick up the book at the end and do it at the end. So it would be October, November. So it would be October through December. So I mean, I'm obviously not going to do it on January 1st, but we do it sometime in January. We would do this live. But New Year's Day, I'm not going to be hungover, but I'm definitely not going to be ready to discuss a book on New Year's Day. Okay. Last one. Let's block that one out. So that's this one, Magic Lessons. I think it would be cool if we were just doing it for October because it's kind of like witches and that is totally October themed. But I don't know. This last one, I think I already have the thing saved too. So this is the Girl in the Mirror. It's about twins and like one sister dies, so the other sister, I guess, becomes her in order to get her dad's inheritance. And that is this book. It says, for the suspense superfans, a twin assumes the life of her perfect sister in a race to win her father's fortune. So I will put all of these up, and this one's the one that has the warning. But I will put all of these up in a poll in the community tab. And if you have an iPad and that's the only way you watch YouTube, that means you can't get to the community tab. So if that's the case, put your vote in the comments below, and I will find a way to get a vote over there. Like I'll ask a friend that's not interested in voting to go onto my YouTube and vote for you. So that is fine. You could still vote even if you have an iPad. Okay, that is all of them. So I hope you are thinking about which one you would like. And I will close the poll. I'll give us 24 hours, so I'll close the poll tomorrow at midnight Pacific Standard Time, and that should be good. Did anyone in my audience read The Beauty in Breaking or want me to talk about The Beauty in Breaking? Because there's 6 of you in the live chat, and I'm fine talking about it. I finished it. I thought it was good. I'm a slow reader. I mean, that's perfect because you have 3 months, no matter what we choose. I'm going to move my phone up there so I can see the comments without looking down. But yeah, I read so much. Like, it's like my only entertainment. I don't really watch TV or anything. It's like all I do is watch YouTube and read the book. You did read it, Amanda. What did you think? What did you think of the book? There were parts that I liked, but there are a lot of parts that I like couldn't get into either. Like the stories almost felt fake, some of the stories. But I do think it was still well written. That's my general review of this book here, The Beauty in Breaking. It is a memoir, so that does make it a little like it's a true story, basically. It's a bunch of true short stories. But that does make it a little bit different than my typical I love fiction, because then you can join like any world you want, you know? But I'm going to see if Amanda has an opinion. I know the comments are so much later. Like I can watch myself right now holding the book up, and I'm obviously not doing that anymore. Um, so yeah, I know the comments are going to be later. Same. I thought there was too much filler. The book could have been edited down. Yeah. There were some stories where I just was like, okay. And then there were some where I was like, oh, that was a really good one. The one with the baby, that one like broke my heart. But yeah, it was a good book. It just wasn't a great book. And I wouldn't, if a friend asked me if I would recommend it or not, I probably wouldn't. So if you guys are in the chat and you haven't read the book, I would not recommend it. I'll give you some other recommendations or join the book club for winter. So yeah, I can pull up my questions in the forum too. Someone did answer my questions in the forum, somebody, but I don't remember who. /forum. So I do have a website, everythingproofbeauty.com, and if you go to /forum, that's where you would find these questions. And I'll probably put up questions for our next book as well. What did you think of Mexican Gothic? I almost got that one, Queen of Hearts. And I think Catherine, she said she would have joined the book club if we chose that one, but we didn't. So she tried too hard to be relatable, but I couldn't. There were some parts where I thought like I almost felt like she was making stuff up and she wanted to sound like more, I don't know what the right word is. Not better than other people. She wanted to sound better than other people, and I guess that's probably like memoir style, but I was just like, I don't know. Everything was about how people around her were kind of like not incompetent, but I got Mexican Gothic but haven't started it. Hi, Amy. Hi, my name is Amy from Seattle. I just realized you were live. I love your channel. Oh, thank you, Amy. Thanks to you. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you got it. And you said you wanted to start getting into reading too. I mean, it's a good way to have the book of the month come regularly. It's a great way to start reading more. Everyone else sucked. That's how I felt. I felt like there was not even one other person that she really thought was a great person at all in this like medical industry. I'm like, you can't be the only doctor and nurse and I don't know, like I felt like everybody else was beneath her the whole time and I just didn't like the feeling of that. And I've got that sense from other books too that are like someone telling their own story. And I think maybe I don't like memoirs. I don't know. I did like this book better than other memoirs I've read though. So the first question that I wrote, this is the only one that somebody answered, but I wrote Michelle begins her memoir with a window into the abuse her family experienced at the hands of her father and an incident that lands her in the emergency room waiting for her brother. What do you think about this beginning? So I wrote this before I read anything else, but it did kind of, I think, lead into maybe why she became a doctor. I don't think she explicitly said that, but I think it kind of was why she became a doctor. I think her dad was a doctor as well, though, based on the few times she talked about him. And so Go Verdigo, and I know her actually. Sure. Her comment said, "So far I just started. I'm ready to know more about her life in the ER. The book seems to go with the look how bad my life was, so I can show you how good it became theme, but I want more action. So I hope that's on the way. Looking forward to more though. It's an easy read so far. I am bad at picking up a book in general, but I'm trying." So I kind of I kind of agreed with like that feeling after reading chapter 1 too, that I was like, I hope this is about the medicine, even though of course like giving her backstory was good, but I was getting nervous that it wasn't going to be about the medicine, but the rest really is stuff that happened in the emergency room. So luckily it ended up being what I was expecting. And then doo-doo-doo. So basically this is how the next book club will be too, if anyone is interested in joining it. It'll be like there'll be some questions up there and you could read them ahead of time, or we could just talk about them live right here. And it's pretty easy to get to the forum, but it's obviously easier to just answer live, but I'll have to wait for comments to load. Let me see how many questions I put up there. So I put 3 questions, one in chapter 1, 3, and 5. I thought I put 4, but obviously I did not. For chapter 3, I wrote, Michelle writes of a touchingly sad emergency room story of running, like she's running a code for a baby that was brought in. A story like this is bound to have an effect on the reader. So, sorry, Amy, we're talking about this book here, The Beauty in Breaking. It's a memoir. And so I have like a little book club, long-winded, so it doesn't make me recommend it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the book either. Amanda and I read it, and neither of us would recommend it, but this was the book that we selected. And then in the beginning of this video, I talked about the 5 books we can do for the winter for October, November, and December. We're doing it over 3 months, and that will be up in my community tab, and you can vote if you want to join next time. And sometime in January, we'll have a live like this where we'll talk about that book. So it's going to be like a live book club. So right now, I think in this chat, only Amanda and I read it. I know there's a few other people that bought the book because they kept messaging me on Instagram about it, but I don't think anybody got through it all the way, and I don't blame them. Um, but it wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't recommend the book. But right now, I'm just reading the questions that I posted. So yeah, yeah. And Amanda says it was really a long-winded book. There was a lot that could have been cut out of the book for sure. So let me read this question really quick. Michelle writes of a touchingly sad emergency room story of a code for a baby that was brought in. A story like this is bound to have an effect on the reader. What effect did it have on you? Did you think of a baby in your life? Did you imagine what it must have been like for Michelle? Did you think about what it was like for the mother in the waiting room? And I don't have children. I don't think I'll ever have children. I've never wanted to have children. So for me, I still actually like it was a very heartbreaking read. I think that was probably the chapter that affected me the most, and the rest were just kind of like I never felt anything in any of the other chapters. But I think that's a sad story no matter whether you have a child or not, you know. It kind of reminds me of not of Grey's Anatomy exactly, but it kind of reminds me of like some of the times where something terrible has happened that I've like cried watching like a medical type of show, even though I've never had anybody with like that medical condition or anything like that. I do want to join next time. I love this. Yes, you should. It'll be very fun. And yoga. She does a lot of yoga. Yeah. She talks about doing yoga for sure. This will be a good challenge for Mia. Yes. I mean, I think the longer we do this, the more people will join. So I'm not too worried about it. I didn't expect that. I honestly thought I was going to be the only person to come on here and talk about the book, and I was fine with that as well. But I have Amanda there too, telling me her thoughts on the yoga. Yeah, at the end it was weird too because the ending of the book is just about her being like, I'm gonna get into yoga more and like find my peace. And it was like a really weird ending, I think. It just didn't, it was very unsuspenseful. Is that a word? Unsuspenseful? I don't know. But they do talk about this baby that basically the baby comes in, like the baby's dead when the baby comes in, and she still has to run the code because that's her job. And that was the chapter I think that was the most like shock. Hi, Clara. Was the most like shocking and hard to read. I think it was like really hard to read, but I don't know, in a moving way. If that was the only, if I was the only chapter in the book and like her intro and that, and then like the end, I think the book would have been great. I'm just kidding. Um, some of the other book chapters, every chapter is a different emergency room visit in the book. So you could technically just pick a chapter, read only that chapter, and like have that part of the story done. They don't really connect to each other very well, other than that she brings up her divorce more than once and she brings up her dad more than once because he was abusive. But other than that, like nothing else is really connected, I think, in the stories. You could definitely read them as short stories instead. How are you, Clara? Welcome to book club, the first book club. We're gonna have a poll up for next book club if you're ever interested. It is almost like a collection of short stories. Exactly. Based on what you said, the book sounds intense. I think some of the chapters are, and I think some of them are really boring and have way too much information as well. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend the book. You look beautiful. Oh, thank you. So the last question I wrote, apparently, I thought I wrote one more, but I didn't, so it's fine. We'll just end this a little bit early. It says, Chapter 5 touches on racial injustice and racial microaggressions in healthcare using the example of Dominic and the resident Lauren. Do you believe Dr. Harper's decision is clear-cut medically? Could the patient be in danger if not treated? Does that matter when it comes to refusal of an examination? So in this chapter, someone the police bring someone in and they want her to do testing on him. Where can I vote for the upcoming book club? As soon as this is over, I will post the poll with the 5 options for October. And I'll post the link where you could get it for $9.99, or you can get it anyway, like Audible or Amazon or anything, but I'm picking from the Book of the Month subscription, which makes it $14.99 if it's your second time getting a book, or $9.99 if it's your first time. Um, I keep getting distracted by the comments. So she talks about the police bringing in this guy, basically, that the police think he swallowed drugs, and they want her to do an examination on him, but he's refusing the examination. And so she's saying, like, I can't force an examination on him. And the police are saying, like, well, other doctors do it for us. So she was like, I don't care. Like, that's illegal. And then her, like, resident or whoever she's teaching calls the board, like the ethics board of ethics, because she's a Black woman. So she's calling, I guess, because she's entitled. I don't know. According to the writer of the book, that's why she thinks that she calls the, like, board, the ethics board, to say, like, hey, is this the right decision that we can actually, like, what if he is going to get hurt from this or whatever? And they say that she's correct, that you can't force an examination on him. So it's partly like the fact that the police want to force the examination, and partly the fact of how the resident is, like, trying to go over her head to, like, superiors, I guess. And so she's saying that that's, like, the racial injustice and racial microaggressions in the healthcare industry. And I've never worked in healthcare, so I don't know if that's really, like, how things go down or not. But yeah, this is just a story that she uses to explain that in this chapter, chapter 5. And that's all the questions I put up. So apparently, next time I'll be better about putting up questions. I didn't really get into this book very much, so that's probably why you don't see as many questions. But next time I will try to put one up, like, every couple chapters. Hi, Missy Slaughter. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing great. Happy Baby Friday. It's Thursday, Baby Friday. So yeah, I feel like I've posted so many videos this week because I've just had so many things, like, do. And then next week I'm doing my giveaway week, so I'm posting a video every single day. And I have been editing and filming like crazy, so I am so glad, like, I'm not posting tomorrow. Normally I post on Friday, but I don't think I'm posting tomorrow. I have a good video to post tomorrow, but I just don't feel like I should post every single day in a week, 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, I think we're not gonna post a video tomorrow. You guys will have to wait till Sunday. Normally I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but this week I basically posted every day and then went live on Thursday. But I am very excited for book club, and I did want to do this on the 1st because I promised I would do it on the 1st. And hopefully some of you are interested in book club, because it'll be a lot of fun. And you can get the book however you want. You do not have to get it with Book of the Month. I know some people don't want to be part of a book subscription, but it's also very easy to skip. But I just choose to use Book of the Month because it's very expensive to love to read. Unless you get everything at the library, and I used to do that. I used to get a lot of things at the library, but I have not been doing that lately, just because I haven't really been going out of my house anywhere. And I hope that my comments are working pretty good. It, like, keeps, every time, because I'm watching, like, with my own account, and it keeps, like, moving my comments. I don't mind lots of video postings. I really enjoy how in-depth you are and thorough with all your subscription boxes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I sometimes feel like I'm getting annoying, you know? Most of the libraries around me are French, so I have to buy them. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's an expensive habit to read. If you love to read and you read a lot, it's a very expensive habit. I think that I probably read like 2 to 3 books a month, and that's pretty expensive. I was actually, because we were talking about how I also love your content. Thank you, Clara. How much you save in book of the month. These are hardback books, so my French isn't good enough to read adult books. Same. I used to watch French kids TV shows because I did take French in high school, which has been a long time ago. Um, and every time I think that I understand something, so I'm like, okay, I can watch something like regular in French. Like I feel like I'm getting better, and then I'm so lost and like, all right, obviously you thought you were way better than you were right there. So it's very humbling for me to try to watch something that's like a regular French movie. Even with subtitles, sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to not watch the subtitles so that I could see how good my French is, and it's not good at all. That's what I normally learn. It's a very humbling experience for me. But I do practice it. I have my what's it called? Rosetta Stone. I have the app on my phone, Rosetta Stone, and I do practice to try to get better. So this book is $27, and so with book of the month, if it's your first month, it'll be $9.99. If you invite friends too, you get books for free. So like Queen of Hearts and Amanda, I think you both used book of the month to get the book, right? So you guys could drop your link. I don't care if other people share their link. I already have like 8 discounted or drop the link in the video afterwards in the comments, and I'll pin like one of your comments or whatever. Yeah. So then after you join the first month, then next time it'll be your guys' turn to drop your links because I have enough to last me for a while with Book of the Month Club. I have like 8 months of credits basically because 8 people signed up after me. So yeah, I'd rather somebody who can use the credits. I won't need them till next year. Will get the credits. But I don't think you can drop your link in live chat. I think it has to be on the actual video when I post the video. It's going to post as unlisted until I can watch it through, and then I'll post it as regular. So yeah, I will put the poll up in like 15 minutes or so. And then I will also link to all of them so you could read about them, whether that's like on Goodreads or whatever. And if you can vote by next midnight if you're interested. Even if you're not interested, go vote on one just so we can have a clear winner. So we don't have like 3 people voting on 3 different books. So just go vote on whichever one you want to watch the rest of us discuss. No, it has to be comments. Yeah, I don't think it can be in the live chat. So just go put it in the comments. I will pin one of you, and then after like a day, I'll pin the other one of you or whatever. Or anybody else who has Book of the Month already. If you want to go drop your link, go drop your link. Yeah. Okay, guys, this was fun. I'm glad we did our first book club. We got through it. And hopefully some of you are encouraged to join next time. And I hope we get a good pick. I think a lot of them are pretty good. So we have some good choices for October. I have a clear favorite, but I don't want to tell what my favorite is just because, yeah, I don't want to try to encourage a specific one. I just want it. I'm going to vote, and my vote will also count as one person. Is there anything I can do to help support your channel? So I do have channel memberships. It's 99 cents per month, and I can put that link. It's always in every description, but yeah, I can put that link down below as well if you aren't already a channel membership. And then I also have a coffee account. People send me coffee whenever. I use it every film day. I go get a coffee. So I do use those a lot, and I do appreciate those a lot. A lot of you in here actually have given me coffees before. I recognize the names of some of you that have sent me coffee. You could put like a little message. You could also put like what your YouTube name is so I could try to tag you. It doesn't always let me tag everyone though. I think you have to like have a YouTube channel or something. So those are 2 ways. If you want to, but of course none of that is necessary. I always have ads on my videos too, and I do make some money from ads as well. So just watch the ads and you're all good. So thank you guys. Again, happy Thursday, and you will see my next video on Sunday. So we'll have a little tiny break and you will see me on Sunday. And I hope everyone has a good night. And I feel like I don't know what to do because I want to wait for the comments to load, but I don't want to keep talking. And I don't want to stand in silence. What do people normally do in live videos at the end? Is there like a little I should put like a little goodbye clip over my face. Maybe I can put my outro. Let's put my outro over my face. Add that. We will add a video and then I can read what you guys write. Oh, can I add a video? I can't add a video. It just lets me add media source. Yeah, I can only add pictures. Sorry, guys. Good night. Thank you so much, Amy. Good night, everyone.